The political response to the bushfire emergency is being discussed today as well, with the New South Wales Transport Minister Andrew Constance saying the Prime Minister got the welcome he deserved when he was criticised and kind of chased out of a fire-ravaged South Coast town yesterday. Scott Morrison was confronted by angry residents while visiting the burnt-out town of Cobargo. Andrew Constance has praised the leadership of RFS Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons and Premier Gladys Berejiklian in an interview with 7 News, but he says the Prime Minister got what he deserved in Cobargo. Okay, and political reporter Amy Greenbank joins us now from Canberra. So, Amy, yeah, it was a pretty extraordinary situation there for the Prime Minister yesterday.
It certainly was, Joe. And just to give you some background to those comments that Andrew Constance made, he is a senior Liberal minister in the Berejiklian government, which makes the remarks all the more astounding. But he is also the local member for Bega, which is a region the Prime Minister visited yesterday that's been particularly hard hit by these fires. He lives in the area just south of Batemans Bay on the south coast. His home was narrowly saved in the New Year's Eve fires, but he told the ABC in an emotional interview yesterday that he's seen several of his neighbours' homes razed to the ground, and several local RFS volunteers have also lost their homes. So Andrew Constance having those strong comments for the Prime Minister, saying more needs to be done, but also reflecting on the local situation, saying he understands how people feel afraid, particularly when you consider unprecedented fire conditions are expected tomorrow. Now, his comments, which were made on live TV this morning, echo the sentiments the Prime Minister received from locals when he visited the small town of Cobargo on the south coast yesterday. This is a tiny community of just around 800 people, but they recently lost a father and son. And Joe, as you mentioned just a little bit earlier, the New South Wales Police confirming a 7th fatality, a body found in a burnt-out car just northwest of this town of Cobargo. So locals, when the Prime Minister arrived, barely did he expect the firestorm of emotion he was about to walk into. One firefighter refusing to shake his hand, another pregnant woman saying she wouldn't shake his hand until he offered more money to the RFS. It appears the PM had to cut his visit short, getting into a vehicle as some of the men became particularly vocal, heckling him. I would say borderline abuse in some cases. They were yelling, they were swearing at him, one saying he left the country to burn. Have a listen to how one particularly uncomfortable encounter played out.
He had 4 trucks to defend our town because our town doesn't have a lot of money, but we have hearts of gold, Mr. Prime Minister.
No, you're an idiot, mate. You really are.
You haven't getting any votes down here, buddy. Who votes Liberal around here? Nobody. No Liberal votes. You're out, son.
And Amy, Scott Morrison has spoken on radio this morning. What's he had to say?
He has. He was asked on radio station 3AW about these heated scenes that he faced yesterday, and also the comments just recently made by the New South Wales Transport Minister. He says he hasn't heard Andrew Constance's comments just yet, but as for the scenes he faced yesterday, he said he understands it's a very emotional time and he doesn't take the insults to heart. Have a listen.
People are angry and people are
angry with you,
and people are upset. Well, whether they're angry with me or they're angry about their situation, all I know is that they're hurting, and it's my job to be there to try and offer some comfort and support. That's my job. I don't take these things personally.
Premier Daniel Andrews was also asked about the fiery reception the Prime Minister received. He said that he acknowledged that it is an emotional and difficult time, but he's backed the Prime Minister in, saying he believes his handling of this emergency situation is adequate.
I think emotions are high. It's very tense times when people have lost everything, and I can understand that people, you know, it's very difficult, very, very difficult circumstances. But the second point I'd make is the Premier of Victoria, I can only say thank you to the Prime Minister for the partnership we have. I've just been speaking with him only a few moments ago. He's in Victoria today. The partnership between our emergency services, led by Victoria Police and the ADF, is unprecedented, and I'm very grateful for the partnership and the open dialogue and the constant communication I've had with the PM. That's keeping Victorians safe.
And as you just heard from the Victorian Premier, Joe, the PM will be in the state today, touring through the fire-ravaged area of Gippsland, which is in Victoria's east.
Okay, Amy Greenbank reporting there from Canberra.